Around 2 weeks ago, Square Enix made headlines. You'd think it would be related to the success of Final Fantasy XIV's most recent expansion, Endwalker, how it became the best rated game on Metacritic, some news on future content or something of the sort. However, that would be an overly optimistic thought. Because, it seems, Squeenix can't go a full 2 months without squandering the goodwill earned by Creative Business Unit 3 over a decade. NFTs, that's where the future of Square Enix, and all of gaming, lies according to Yosuke Matsuda, CEO of Square Enix. The amazing technology that would revolutionize the concept of property, but has been completely tarnished and memed to death to the eyes of the public, with ugly JPEG monkeys and that one guy that looks like Keemstar after a very destructive midlife crisis who complains about screenshots. I know that's bad, everyone and their mom know that's bad, and there are people way more knowledgeable than me on the topic who could tell you why that is the case. That wasn't the reason I made this video, but something a bit more particular. You see, I like writing. I actually write for a living. Not creatively, sadly, but still, I have to pay close attention to the way people communicate verbally in my line of work. And something in this letter gave me a really bad case of the heebie-jeebies as soon as I read it. Mr. Matsuda, clever devil that he is, takes the liberty of separating gamers, which is an already nebulous term to begin with, into 2 categories: people who play to have fun and people who play to contribute. This deceptively inoffensive categorization, in my opinion, is one of the most malicious things this guy does throughout his infamous letter, and going on a bit of a rant as to why was the sole reason I made this video. Don't worry, I won't stall for 20 minutes. I was planning on something like 6, maybe 7 if I'm inspired. Not like there's anything to monetize. Like, share, sub. Anyhow, here's why this guy is a dickbag. He creates 2 categories, but only one has an overly positive connotation. How can I explain this in an easy to understand and relatively entertaining manner? You know what? I think a bad example should suffice. Oh, look! One of these gamers spends the time on something fundamentally unproductive. He has fun! What a loser! He wastes his time in leisure activities. Unforgivable. Shame him. Spit on him. Go commit no live in Roblox. Now, look at this one. He plays to contribute. He plays to earn. This is the guy you should aspire to be. Using his time on something productive. He's building a future. 0.002 cents an hour. And making us millions. But what matters is that he's earning his gaming with the sweat of his brow. Aren't you proud, son? Now, I'm sure that most gamers wouldn't fall for this horrid mischaracterization. But, do you know who would? Your family. Your turbo boomer parents. And maybe you and I are too old to worry about that now. But what about the next generation? What happens when the rest of the gaming industry decides that they are earning too little just by selling games? So now they want to charge gamers to be their happy pay piggy workforce to earn a whole lot more on the side. Imagine that one friend of yours who just had a kid and feels guilty playing games because they are a waste of time. Wouldn't he be all over this crap? The more I think about it, the more disgusting it seems. And I admit I may be reading a bit too much into it, But you have to assume this is deliberate, coming from the CEO of a big corporation trying to sell you the idea of working for him while you game. Look, all I'm trying to say is, don't buy into it. Not everything in life has to be inherently productive. Don't let these asshats rope you into the gaming equivalent of a multi-level marketing scheme.
Come and burn NFTs! No, this isn't a pyramid, it's a trapezoid!
What about Final Fantasy XIV? No, I swear it wasn't clickbait. Really, I meant it. Well, it's Square Enix's main earner at the moment. The MMO with the most concurrent players as far as I know. A game where many players who were running from the ravages of corporate greed found a new home. So, of course, this announcement has brought a lot of uncertainty for the player base. There are many reasons I could give to convince you, and myself, that it isn't possible, that the blockchain had to be considered from the very beginning to be made into the backbone of the game or something like that. But we all know that corporate money grubbing always finds a way. So what can we do? Well, reject the idea. Don't fall for the NFT gaming meme, and tell your friends not to fall for it either. We are the ones who can decide whether this whole idea of gaming to contribute succeeds or not. And we do it with our time and our wallets. So let's keep games fun. Let leisure be leisure. We're already productive the rest of the day.
One more like and sub, and I can get a new pair of shoes. Thank you, kind sir.
Well, that's it. Peace and have a good one.